and welcome to another episode of Just a Bit Outside. I'm your host, Steve Ely, and along with me, as always, my co-host, Wes Cook. What's going on, brother?
Man, we are in new digs.
I know. I'm digging it.
A little bit different look here. We did the office and kind of made a podcast studio.
Looks almost professional.
Almost. I mean, we're a couple steps away from it being truly that way. I keep it for work, of course, so I want to try to make sure that the podcast could be integrated into it all too. So
I'm with you.
yeah, but man, this is I like the layout. It's good. It's good.
It's working for me. It's working for me.
It is, man.
It's working.
Yeah, we got the Michigan and Purdue game on here, and then we got the little setup going on now. Got some beers, got a beer fridge over here, and we'll be good, man.
Ain't gotta move that far for anything. It's all right there.
Everything's here, man. We're good. Yeah.
We'll be in we're living the dream, so to speak, at the moment.
Living the dream, or another day in paradise.
I like
give
it.
me some more cliches, man. Let's go.
Hey, we got them all, buddy. We got them all.
Cool, man. So, now that football is over, we are, balls deep in college basketball.
Big time.
Big time games. Some upsets yesterday.
Yeah.
Of course, I watched the Kentucky and Alabama game, and Kentucky's looked the best they've looked all year.
Kentucky looked outstanding from the highlights I saw.
Dude,
I did not watch.
They were phenomenal on both ends of the ball. And when they got up, they, instead of effing it up like they did against LSU earlier this week, they, proceeded to keep their foot on their neck and just end it. And they did that. It was fantastic. I hope they keep that mentality going forward for the rest of the year because we're going to need that for sure.
Yeah. Tournament time's around the corner, conference tournaments.
Hey, man, if this is
2 weeks away.
If this is us hitting our stride, I'm good with it,
Yeah. Probably the big thing in college basketball was the court storming yesterday.
Yeah, that was the next thing. Wake Forest, which we know, they're not as doo-doo as we were probably making them out to be last week, but they're still they're not great.
They're fourth in the ACC.
Yeah.
They're one of the tournament teams.
That's true.
The moment.
At the moment. They are they knocked off Duke yesterday. And of course, and when big upsets happen, especially with an in-state rival like that.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna storm the court as college kids. And they're making it a big deal because Filipowski got hurt. And here's my thing. I don't feel like it was intentional, and Filipowski says the person ran into him intentionally. I'm like, I doubt that, man. And it looked like the first initial contact that someone had with the guy
was him pushing.
He pushed him. He shoved the guy out of the way. I'm like, that's no.
From what I was told, I haven't seen time of it yet, but apparently,
we stopped it. We rewound it. We watched it a few times. We were looking at it like, I think it's him.
That part I get, but from what I was told, I haven't seen this part of it yet, that they were actually on the court before the zeros hit.
Oh, that's probably true. You see that all the time. They were already up big enough to win. It wasn't like Duke was going to hit a last second shot and then it's not.
I get that, but at least I'm okay with the storming, but at least let the zeros hit.
I think you need to have the zeros need to hit. And the players do need to be safe.
They need to be safe.
Yeah, students or fans or anybody don't need to be on the floor while the opposing team's still on the floor.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that.
You can still celebrate in that fashion if you want. Just allow for that extra 5 seconds. There's no difference in the celebration. There's no difference in I guess the experience, you would say.
Yeah.
If they have that extra, add extra 5 seconds, you're still on the court.
Give them a couple seconds to get out of the way.
Yeah, let them get out of there. And then, go out there. Because, I've been part of it. I went to the Kentucky LSU game back in 2007. And Kentucky knocked off LSU in triple overtime. LSU won the title that year.
Yeah.
But Kentucky won in triple overtime. And we went out on the field. It was cool. It was crazy. I mean, it was a cool experience.
Closest thing I ever had anything like that might have been like in high school. That tells you how long ago it was for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, my high school we were at a state playoff game, and we hit a buzzer beater to win in overtime.
Oh, okay.
And it was like on our court, and it was like it went insane. Like we were down 20 at halftime, and we came back and won the game.
Oh shit! That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I will say, very intriguing bet that day.
Intriguing bet, huh?
Yeah, I lost a shave my head bet that day.
Ooh.
I'm like, if they come back and win, I'll shave my head. Because that was what everybody was doing in support of the team. They were shaving heads.
Okay.
I was not down for it at the beginning. I was like, no.
So then they did. You
Yeah.
did shave your head, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I did. I keep my bets. I don't welch on anything.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that welchers go to hell.
Yeah, I welched on one. We talked about it before, and that's how it is.
It's bad karma, bro.
It is bad karma, man. It makes you feel awful too. So
I said that in front of one of my stepkids one time. She betted one of the other kids something. I was like, "Oh man, you can't do that." She's like, "You got to keep. If you bet, you got to do what you say." She's like, "Why?" And I'm like, I told her welchers go to hell. She's like, and I could hear her mom in the background. What'd you just say?
it's true.
I was like, hey man, I'm teaching her thing. If you're gonna gamble, if you're gonna make bets, you got to pay up.
Yeah, you gotta pay up to those, man. And like I said, I agree. And if I could go back and put on that ugly ass Tom Brady jersey, I would. I was just so mad at the situation and like that loss, and just it didn't sit right with me, and I was just so mad.
And
But no, I'm not putting this shit on. I'm putting it on.
nah, man.
But I should have. Anyways, back to college basketball. Had a very low scoring affair in your team's game.
Oh god, yeah, 55-44.
Yeah,
But it's it's like you and I were talking about pre-show. It's what you expect from any Virginia game.
I know, but I mean, the total points under 100.
Yeah.
Kentucky scored 117 yesterday.
I thought it was fantastic that Carolina held them to 44. I'm like, ooh.
Well, I mean, Virginia's never been a very good offensive team.
Well, the year they won the championship, they were
won with
decent.
defense.
What they weren't what they are. They are very good defensively and efficient on the offensive side. They're going to hold the ball. They're going to use all the shot clock. You're not going to get a lot of possessions out of it. So it was exactly what I expected. It's just, I'll be honest, it's hard for me to watch those games.
It is, man. No one likes to watch that boring. There's no explosive plays. It's all about defense and it's all tactical, really. And it's
a good
Big
run
Ten.
in one of those games.
Yeah, it's
it's like
Big
6 points.
Yeah. And it's
Oh,
Big
6 point
Ten.
run timeout.
It's Big Ten ball like that, man.
Yeah.
And neither, they don't play the Big Ten, but he plays like he's in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Well, he's got roots there.
Yeah.
Like he's got roots.
That's where he came from.
Yeah.
No, I understand, but jeez, dude. And it's fine that you have a great defensive team, but you got to find a way to get offensive. You got to be able to score too, and it's just it's awful to watch.
I mean, he's got something Rick Barnes ain't got.
We talk. He does.
He does.
Yeah, overrated.
And also got something that nobody else has either. That number 1 seed bounce too.
Yeah, that one's a tough out right there. Losing to a 16. You have, although we're talking all this shit about Big Ten basketball, and here we are watching Purdue and Michigan.
Well, it's the best game on right now, probably.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to watch the Sixers right now because they were down 20 at half.
Yeah. I mean, we do have Memphis and FAU somewhere, but
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You got USF and Southern Methodist playing. So that's not bad. Oh yeah, speaking of, we watched St. John's upset Creighton.
Oh, we did watch that.
Yeah, and Creighton put it on UConn
this week.
So lots of parity in college basketball,
Oh.
as can be seen. Because Alabama was the number 1 team in the SEC coming into yesterday. Kentucky just wiped the floor with them. And so it's just there's no consistency amongst any of these teams. Because Carolina went on a skid for a little bit, and now they're picking it back up.
Well, they would win one, lose one, win one, lose one. And like, come on, guys, you look good for a while.
And
you look
before
good.
yesterday, Duke had looked pretty good. Hey, you kind of looked good before this week.
Well, you and I were texting. When was it? Friday, Thursday or Friday about it. It was probably, I think it was the day after the UConn game, the morning after the UConn game. And I think anybody in the top 25 can win it.
They can.
Anybody.
No, this is going to be a wide open tournament this year.
Yeah. Usually you usually have 3 or 4 teams that you can say, man, one of these guys is probably going to win it.
Right.
And you don't have that this year.
No.
You just don't. I mean, the one and done situation is part of it.
Transfer portal.
Transfers portal's part of it.
Because you're getting all those good kids that would otherwise stay at smaller schools and then they're taking the opportunity to play at the bigger schools at the next level.
What you're getting is you're getting these guys. I mean, there's got to be tampering going on. Because it's full blown like recruiting kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's free agency.
Well, they said something about how the NFL draft this year, or NBA draft this year, excuse me, is going to have more juniors and seniors in it than ever before. At least it's the 90s.
Because they can make more money staying in college.
Yeah, exactly. So NIL has changed it for sure. The college game has definitely changed, but it's also changed it in a number of different ways. You're talking about the way of the draft.
Yeah.
But you're also talking about how diverse it makes teams in each conference, especially these higher, the Power 5 conferences. Or
if you're
is
not
it Power 4 now?
Yeah, if you're pretty much. Yeah. If you're not going to be a lottery pick though, it's almost why enter the draft this year? Why do it? I mean, I know first round draft picks in the NBA get guaranteed deals.
Yeah.
But I mean,
oh yeah, if I'm on the verge of first and second round,
might as well stay.
I'm going to stay.
I mean, why do you think Armando Baycott's still there?
No, he's making too much money where he's at, and his game doesn't translate to the next level.
No,
it
doesn't. It doesn't. The best he's going to be in the NBA, he's not going to be a scorer. The best he's going to be is a good rebounder, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I get it.
I mean, his touch from outside 10 feet isn't very good. So.
No, you got to be able to step back and hit a jumper. You got to be able to spread the floor in the NBA. College, there's just so many different styles of play that are amongst different teams. The NBA kind of is very similar all the way across the board.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what the NBA wants, the NBA really and truly, they want a bunch of guys that are 6'7", 6'8", long guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is now. Athletic, long guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know I saw a video the other day, and they were talking about like all the stuff that Wemby can do and this and that. And somebody was saying that Bol can do the same stuff. He just doesn't get the opportunity.
There's no way.
Dude, he had a game last week where he dropped like 25 and 15 or something like that.
So why isn't Bol getting that opportunity?
I don't know.
I mean, wouldn't you want it? I mean, who's he play for, the Magic?
I think the Suns.
Bol is?
I think. But I mean, that's just where it is, though.
Yeah, he plays for the Suns. You're correct.
But it's what the NBA wants. I mean, Wemby has probably got a little bit better skill set, but they're saying Bol can do all the same things. It's just Wemby got a little bit more of a showcase.
That's true.
But anyway. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to March Madness. I'm looking forward to the conference tournaments. It's just wide open.
Yeah. Well, speaking on that, let's kind of give a preview of what we're looking at in each conference, who we think are going to make the tournament, and then what we're going to be looking at. So the first one, we'll look at the ACC. The ACC is led by Carolina after Duke's loss yesterday. So you've got the Tar Heels, number 10 team in the nation, followed by Duke, who's number 8 in the nation. And then there's nobody else ranked in the ACC at this time. Only 2 ranked teams, which, Duke and Carolina usually are.
Yep.
You have Virginia, and Wake as the next two teams there. Virginia's 11-6 in the conference, and Wake is 10-6.
Yep.
So, very big surprise to be there.
Clemson kind of I thought was going to be pretty good at the beginning of the year. They kind of fell off. Miami was supposed to be pretty good at the beginning of the year. I believe Miami was actually ranked preseason, if I remember correctly. And
Miami was, yes.
And they have just fell off.
They're 6-11 in the conference.
Yeah. They're 15-13 overall.
Right. It's bad. Florida State was doing okay early on, and then they hit conference play, and they're at 500 in conference.
I mean,
you have some guys looking on the outside end in the ACC between, I would say, State, Pittsburgh, and Clemson. You're looking at some guys that could squeeze their way into a tournament bid. They're on the bubble.
They gotta make moves in the conference tournament. That's what they have to do.
Yeah, and you got Syracuse, who has the opportunity to as well. Syracuse, if they could play all their games at home, they might be a lot better. But when they go on the road, man, they do struggle.
They terrible.
Struggle. Yeah, 3-6 on the road, and 13-2 at home.
Yeah, terrible.
You know, Wake has not lost a game at home this year.
That'd be fantastic.
That's crazy.
I'm upset with Carolina because their home loss was to a team that had never beat them in Chapel Hill.
Was that Georgia Tech?
Clemson.
Ah.
Clemson got them at home.
Yeah. But talking about bad teams in the ACC, Louisville is awful.
I know you like to talk bad about them.
3-13 in conference.
Your favorite team to talk bad about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's fun, man. When they're awful, it is fun to talk that shit. I mean, and the thing is, they've lost to some bad teams this year. They've lost to Arkansas State.
They just ain't good.
Lost to Chattanooga. They've lost to Boston College, Notre Dame, most recently.
Yeah.
So, now I will say it is funny. We talked that shit about Miami, and that's how bad they are because Louisville beat Miami.
Yeah.
Florida State lost to Louisville. And then there's that Georgia Tech W they got. Somehow Carolina lost to Georgia Tech.
I hate, dude. You know how I feel about Georgia Tech, man.
I know.
You
predicted it.
Duke lost to them too. Also,
yes, they did.
So I don't feel that bad. That's been my saving grace about it. But at the same time, that's my I freaking hate Georgia Tech. I hate them.
I get it. I get it. No, when they do shit like that to you, that pisses you off.
Dude, they did it in football. They do it in basketball, and I'm just like, what? Come on.
Yep.
You should be. These are teams you should be beating. You should win that game. But it doesn't happen that way. Where we going next?
Big 12. Likely we'll have the number one team in the nation next week in Houston. They're on a 5-game streak of their own right now. They are 15-0 at home. They're 11-3 overall in the conference.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not realize Iowa State was playing as well as they are.
Yeah, Iowa State is a top 10 team.
Dude, they have 3 teams that are undefeated at home. 3.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That means it's going to come to an end because Kansas is going to go to Iowa State. And I think Kansas also has to play Houston, too.
Well, look at even TCU, who's 8-6 in conference. They're 12-2 at home.
Actually, no. Kansas plays at Houston. They play BYU, and they play at home. And then they'll go to Baylor. And then they have, of course, that Kansas State game. But, yeah, Kansas at Houston at the end of the season. That's a good one.
Big 12's got a lot of basketball power sitting there right now.
They do. They look really good. There's a lot of ranked teams there. What, 6?
Yeah.
So.
And then you gotta imagine probably TCU's in the mix for a tournament spot.
Yeah, I would
Oklahoma's probably in the mix for a tournament spot.
Yeah, sitting at 19-8. I don't think you're going to see Texas or Kansas State really win over just because of how much talent is in that conference with them.
A deep run in their conference tournament could get one of those 2 teams.
How much is West Virginia missing Chuggins this year?
Big time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yeah. Let Bob Huggins go, man. I know he effed up. He made some stupid ass comments on a podcast or a radio show, but and it's 2024. But
cancel culture.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but he's probably living his best life somewhere because they had to still pay him his money.
oh sure, no, I get that, but yeah, it's
Plus, he's been around a while.
he has he's been around a while. The DUI, I think, is in combination with what he said on the radio, really just the two being so close together really screwed him on that. It's like, dude, if you would have got the DUI and thought you were in Ohio or wherever the fuck you thought he was.
That's fine.
And
We could have lived with that.
Don't forget this. And then, but like, I mean, it's what was it? A few weeks later, he goes on that radio show.
Oh my god, yeah, that was bad.
Oops.
That was bad. It was funny. I think you and I talked about it on one of our original podcasts, one of the first couple.
Yeah.
And that was pretty funny. It's terrible, but funny.
Yeah.
I mean, my sense of humor is a little weird because,
I laugh at shit like that.
I do too.
Yeah, I don't because everybody takes offense to everything anymore, and that's what sucks.
Well, I think
because when you take an offense out, because it doesn't mean what he said in that context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody takes things out of context now.
Plus, we're talking about West Virginia. They're still like in 1995. It's not really 2024 there.
No, it's not. It is not, sir. Lord. But anyway, yeah.
But no, they're missing him. Sitting at the bottom of the Big 12 is West Virginia this year. And basketball has not been their strong suit.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that are normally, pretty good, or at least, in the mix of things. Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, Kansas State, and Texas all really struggling this year.
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma, of course, will be moving to the SEC next year. Totally different ball game when it comes to basketball and football. For them.
Yeah. I mean,
I
said this to you years ago that, like, I didn't understand why these. And we're going to see it more now. It's going to become more prevalent to where these football conferences, like the SEC used to be, where, like, yes, they were a great football conference, but their basketball, outside of Kentucky, Florida, the occasional pop up by this team or pop up by that team, even Vandy at one point was decent at basketball,
right?
And now you're going to get that influx of cash, and now like, hey, man, let's start trying to get everything.
Sure. When you have this much money, you're going to spread it across.
Spread the wealth across everything. Let's do this.
Well, the SEC is just going to be raking in money. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous.
They're going to be raking in money. The Big Ten's going to be raking in money. I don't know. But anyway, we got the Big East after that with, as of right now, the number one team in the country, UConn.
Well, for the
moment.
Until tomorrow morning. Yeah, it will change, and will likely be Houston, with UConn taking that L. Still, a 15-2 record in their conference, 25-3 overall. They are undefeated at home.
Yeah.
Got that going for them. Marquette, though, looking pretty good for it's been a while for them, really. But Shaka Smart's gone there and
doing a good job.
Doing a really good job. The thing is
I think that's where he thrives. I don't think he needs to be at a Texas or somewhere like that. I think you put him in. I don't want to call the Big East a mid-major, but I mean that's essentially what they are.
They are because Butler's not the same.
Xavier's
not the same. Even Villanova this year, not the same as they had been. DePaul's awful. DePaul is 0-16. They've won 3 games all year.
So how long does Jay Wright sit out?
I mean, he retired. That was the thing. He didn't just leave the program. He retired.
No, I know he retired, but you telling me the itch? You telling me the itch still isn't there?
I mean, you gotta think it is, right?
I gotta imagine somebody's gonna come along and write him a big old check sometime in the very near future.
Yeah. They're going to offer it to him. Now, does he take it? Depends on where it is or whatever. Might be in the NBA, might be in college. But, Jay Wright, I mean, he's on TV right now, and you'll see a lot more of him come March.
Yeah, come March. Like, say Texas called Jay Wright and say, man, we'll give you.
I don't know. He's just a Northeast kind of guy, though. He's a Philly dude, so it's like Villanova was his sweet spot for sure.
No, I got it. And he did a great job at Villanova. I mean,
I know.
won 2 chips there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, God, that's just too much coaching to say, I want to just hang it up. I want to do broadcasting. I mean, I don't know how young he is, but he still seems like a young guy to me.
I think he's in his
Late-
early 60s.
Late 50s, early 60s at worst.
Yeah. And Jay Wright was born in 61. So yeah, early 60s.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Maybe he is done then. Maybe. I'm not going to argue with him about it.
Thing is, he's already in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah. He is. But as far as the Big East, you got UConn, you got Marquette. You got Seton Hall, who's sitting there sneaky.
Yeah.
Maybe Providence gets in. Maybe.
Providence has a chance, but I don't think you're going to see anybody else. Nova, St. John's, and Rick Pitino aren't going to make it.
Nah.
Although they had a big win today over Creighton.
It's going to take one of those guys winning the tournament.
Yeah, Villanova and St. John's are way too far behind to be making the tournament at this point, especially with like the types of losses. Yeah, these teams have had. St. John's, they had that loss to Dayton early on. They had the loss to Michigan early on.
Yeah, Michigan.
They've lost to
bad.
Boston College, Seton Hall, Xavier, Providence is, but Providence is still there. But like they've lost to Seton Hall twice this year.
Yeah, but Seton Hall's sitting right there.
No, they're close. I'm just saying that those are the types of wins you need to have, though. You need the resume builders.
Yeah, they don't have any of those.
They don't have any marquee wins until today.
Yeah, and you got to have more than one.
Right.
I mean, they gave UConn a game early in the year.
Sure.
But yeah, they don't really have that resume.
They don't have a defining one unless the one they have is Creighton, but they got that today.
I got that today.
But it's just you're too far behind the 8 ball at this point. Outside of just getting hot come conference tournament time, you're gonna be on the outside looking in.
I mean, they ain't got but 3 games left. They got Butler, DePaul, and Georgetown, and honestly, they should probably win all 3 of those.
They should. So they should be hot going in. I mean, they're the bottom 3 teams in their conference.
Yeah.
So, you couldn't ask for a better setup for them to finish the year. But they'll still only put them at 19 wins going into the conference tournament. I think and with only one defining win on the year.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I think UConn's still looking at a 1 seed to start. I mean, despite really what they do for the rest of the year, except for a complete collapse. They do have Marquette again next week. So that's interesting. Or the week after next, because I don't think, UConn doesn't play again until next Sunday. A week off.
Let's see. I'm looking at the bracketology at the moment, just kind of taking a look. As of right now, they're saying
We got UConn as a 1, Marquette is what, a 3, 2 or 3 seed.
Yeah, UConn's a 1. Let's see. I'm trying to see. You got your 1s are at the moment Purdue, UConn, Houston, Arizona. That's your 1s.
Gotcha.
Marquette is actually slated at a 2 right at the moment. In the same bracket with Purdue. So, but that's, all this is subject to change.
Oh, of course.
Subject to change. Speaking of which, the ACC tournament, don't mean to go too far off topic. We're on the same topic. But
Greensboro this year?
Charlotte has got it. I think it's Greensboro this year, and then Charlotte's going to have it for like 3 straight years or something like that.
I kind of like how they used to do it because it was always in Greensboro.
Yeah, it used to be in Greensboro all the time.
Yeah, and it's like the only thing that ever really happened in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Well, I want to think at one point in time, and they may still be there, that's where the ACC offices were.
But there's not a ACC school in Greensboro.
Nope, I think the closest one is Wake Forest.
Yeah, Wake is in Winston, so yeah.
Yep.
That'd be 30 minutes outside. of Greensboro. That would be the closest.
Yeah.
Because Greensboro is an hour from Raleigh.
Well, according to this bracketology, Wake Forest is the first team out.
Ooh. Well, they're fighting to get in there.
Yeah.
That would make only 3 teams from the ACC get in.
That's just crazy.
When that used to be the conference.
That used to be the 6-team minimum.
Yeah. Easy. You always talked about how many teams from the ACC were going to be in the tournament.
Yeah. And it just... But they do have Virginia in, so... But Virginia is what, 3rd?
Yeah, Virginia would be the 3rd team in.
Yeah. Upsets
and they're
me.
the first team out, so you don't so you're still talking like state on the bubble.
Now the first 4 is out. Wake, Ole Miss, Utah, Butler. Next 4 out: Nova, Drake, Cincy, Colorado. Wait, what? Hang on now. If Cincy is one of the next 4 outs,
they're really giving a lot of credit to the Big 12.
Texas A&M is as of the moment the last 4 in.
Texas
A&M.
Oh, A&M. Well, A&M has a couple of marquee wins on their resume.
Okay, I get that, but where are they at?
So we have the Big Ten next conference. There's only 2 ranked teams in this conference. That would be Purdue, which we are watching right now.
Yep.
They have an 11-point lead on Michigan at the half.
Yeah.
And Illinois. Illinois has been somewhat surprising this year. I didn't expect a top 15 team out of them.
No. But I got to imagine.
But, I mean, the thing is, their resume is pretty solid. They have a couple bad losses on there.
Let's see what they got. They got.
They're bad. Your bad losses are Northwestern, Michigan State, and Penn State. Those are 3 just bad losses.
Yeah.
But they've lost. They played at Purdue, took an L, and it was close. They went to Tennessee and lost early on, and then they lost to Marquette early on.
Yep. They got some. I could see where they're on the bubble. I could see where they're right there.
Who, Illinois?
Yeah, they're good.
Illinois is not on the bubble. They're
I'm
number
not
12 in
saying-
the team. They're number 12 in the nation right now. Yeah, they're doing just fine.
Yeah, but you say Northwestern's a bad loss. Northwestern is 3rd in the conference right now.
They're 4th, or tied for 3rd, I guess. Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of a bad loss when you think of it because they're not even on the bubble.
Yeah.
Northwestern's not on the bubble. I mean, it's weird. We were talking shit about Nebraska earlier, and how they've what was it we saw?
They've never won a tournament game.
They've never won an NCAA tournament game. They're skating on. I mean, they may be on the bubble since in 1908, but Michigan State, they're looking at probably not making the conference tournament, or not making the NCAA tournament. Excuse me. Of course, Penn State's definitely not, and then you just kind of go all the way down. You have Michigan with only 3 wins in the conference this year. Like, what happened?
I don't know, man.
Michigan's like what? Just a few years removed from Final Four appearance.
Yeah. Yep. And it's just insane. Right now, what I'm seeing, Big Ten only has 3 locks for the tournament.
And you're probably looking about 3 here if you want to include Wisconsin.
You get what the locks they have that I'm looking at is Purdue, Wisconsin, Illinois. They're saying
Northwestern is a bubble. Nebraska, Michigan State, probably all bubble.
Yep.
Maybe
They're
even
bubbles.
Minnesota.
Yep. They're all bubbles.
Penn State's definitely not going to make it. They're a 500 overall record.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. The CAA, just to touch on it, because we are in Wilmington, North Carolina. UNC Dub is 2nd in the CAA.
Wow.
Yeah,
Those
they're
guys.
11-4 overall with a 20-7 record. Of course, they have a big win on their resume.
They got a massive win on their resume.
Yeah, on the road at Kentucky.
Yeah, but
Sucks to hear, but
here's the problem. They're getting one team in. Their conference champion is getting
yes,
in.
that's how it always has been. There's no way they're going to overcome anything else and get. There's no bubble teams out of the CAA.
No, there's not. And that's the way. I'm from like the Charlotte area, and that's how Davidson used to be. Because Davidson dominated the Sun Belt Conference for years.
Yeah.
And every now and then they'd have some fluke loss in the tournament. They'd be like 22-4 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they wouldn't get an at-large bid. They'd have one conference loss.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah. But no, they do. They've got to have the best non-conference win.
Out of in their conference,
Charleston.
Yeah, sure.
Who would they beat?
The Charleston Cougars. They are one game better in the conference.
They beat FAU.
Yeah, they started off 1-3. They took Charleston lost to Duquesne, Vermont, and Wyoming to start the year.
Yep.
They lost to FAU, who is a ranked team.
Yep.
But yeah, they don't have a big dub, and they've lost to UNCW. So
Twice.
Yeah. So the team behind them in conference is actually beat them twice, which would be interesting because beating a team 3 times in 1 year
It's hard.
it's going to be very difficult. So if they meet in the tournament, that's going to be a tough one for the Seahawks to handle. Anyways, let's skip on over.
Yep.
Look at Conference USA just for a sec. It's so funny. Like, you remember old Conference USA back in the day, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I
And then
didn't
you
realize
got,
half
like,
of these teams were in there now.
Yeah, you're like UTEP, Florida International, Western Kentucky.
Sam Houston.
Yeah, Sam Houston. He's like, wow, man. Liberty, of course.
Yeah.
It's
FI.
funny that a Christian college calls themselves the Flames. It's a little bit more towards, hell than it is heaven when you call yourself the Flames.
It's part of smiting, bro. It's part of smiting.
I did not know Chicago State was an independent.
Didn't even know there was a Chicago State.
Me either, but now we do. All right.
It doesn't matter because they suck.
Exactly.
Horizon League, they're probably on a game. They're going to get one team in.
Every team gets one in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to get the one. That's it.
Same thing goes with the Ivy League. Same thing goes with the Metro Atlantic. You'll get the same thing from Mid-America, Mid-Eastern, Missouri Valley. Sometimes Missouri Valley mess around and get 2, especially when you have a team like Indiana State.
Yeah.
And they have that one kid that's just nuts.
balling.
Yeah, that one.
You look at him, you're like, that kid's not a basketball player.
Next Larry Bird. Except he's fat.
Yeah, he's a little chunky.
He's a chunky dude. Mountain West won, Northeast won, Ohio Valley won.
Mountain West will get more than one.
Well, yeah, Mountain West has a couple ranked teams in it, don't they?
Well, they got San Diego State, who's ranked. Nevada sitting there with 22 wins. Utah State sitting there with 22. I mean, yeah, they do have. I forgot Colorado State sitting there ranked too. So I mean, they'll get more than one. They'll get 3 or 4 teams in probably. I mean, you got 3 teams with 10 wins in conference.
Well, we're down to the last year of the Pac-12 as we know it.
As we know it.
Arizona, of course, we mentioned earlier being a 1 seed. You have Washington State, another kind of a surprising team to be they are.
They are.
At 21-7 overall and 12-5 in the conference. They're half a game back at Arizona.
Mm-hmm. The crazy part about this is, according to the bracketology I'm looking at, the locks are only Arizona and Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
You got Colorado on the bubble, Utah on the bubble. That's it.
Well, when you look at the resume that Washington State's put together, early on they lost to Mississippi State. Not a bad loss, not a great loss.
No. But
they took an L to Santa Clara. Ugly loss. Losing to Utah and Colorado, not great either. And Oregon's not a bad team. They're kind of sitting there on the bubble.
Yeah.
And then the loss to Cal and Arizona State. Those are kind of
yeah, those are losses.
You shouldn't be taking L's like that. But of course, it comes all back to the same parity we've been talking about today in college basketball. But yeah, the Arizona State, they're under 500 in conference. You don't be taking those L's, you know.
That'll be a Big 12 team next year, so.
Yeah, and you got UCLA.
14 way
under
improved. Way.
They should be much better.
Weren't they a top 5 program coming in the season? Weren't they preseason in top 5
I think
or top 10?
they're a preseason top 10 program.
And they have just struck 14-13 overall.
Yeah.
That is just crazy. The addition of Bronny James really helped USC, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. That did not do them any favors. USC did just beat UCLA, too. So, yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're probably only looking at 2 teams, maybe 3 teams getting out of the Pac-12.
Maybe. And they used to be a pretty decent basketball conference, too.
They did. I mean, you had the likes of Oregon, UCLA, Cal, Stanford, USC even. Yep. USC is 11-16 this year.
Yeah, they're bad.
And it is funny, though. Like, they talk about how LeBron James' kid is supposed to be going to the league and playing with his son.
There ain't no way, man. His
kid's
awful.
He's not good. And it sucks because he has all this, attention on him. It's not his fault. But
he's making money off his daddy's name.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, good on him for it. But, like, I never understood how he was, like, the high. Like, at one time, he was, like, the 30th ranked prospect in his class. But, dude, only
he made the McDonald's All-American game.
I don't know how.
Right.
I mean, dude averaged, like, 14 points a game or something in high school.
I know. He's averaging 5.5 points a game. He plays 20 minutes a game, and you're averaging 5.5?
He ain't it, bro. He's okay.
He's just your run-of-the-mill college player.
Yeah. They say his younger brother's, like, way better.
Yeah, they do say he's the one. Like, if you go see, he's going to be the kid that can kind of come out and shine and kind of follow.
He's a little bit taller, too. I think Bronny's only like 6'3", something
6'4".
like that. And I think the other kid's like 6'6", 6'7", something like that. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I love March Madness. It used to be my favorite time of year, man.
It is. All right.
And then we get to your favorite conference.
The SEC. Of course, because why not?
Yeah, man, they're loaded.
Absolutely loaded, and it's weird because it hasn't been that way for a while. But now with all this money, it makes it weird because as a Kentucky fan, we've dominated this conference for years.
Like I said,
it was last 5 or 6.
It was you and Florida. And that was it.
Or then you randomly had teams that would pop up every now and then.
You'd have
there was a run with Vandy for a little bit.
Yeah.
And there was a run with Tennessee for a time.
Yeah.
You had a run with LSU, Arkansas.
Yeah.
So you had those teams that kind of popped up. But yeah, just this year.
Missouri at one time used to be really good at college basketball.
Yeah.
And they are just trash.
No, Missouri is 0-14 in the conference. Not a winning conference, and they've only won 8 all year.
Ooh.
That's bad. Yeah, bad look.
Yeah, but you could have said when they came into the conference, you're like, oh, man, they're probably going to be pretty good. They'll be probably one of the top teams in basketball when they join the conference. And it completely been flip-flopped.
Yeah, it hasn't really done well for them. This year, we talked about Vandy a few times in a couple episodes before and how Jerry Stackhouse has really made a name for himself there. But this year, it's just he's not been there, man. And
the entire conference is
it's loaded, man. It's hard to be competitive in this conference.
Yes,
it's very difficult too. So, and especially like with South Carolina really coming out of nowhere, it's surprising.
Yeah, where the hell did they come from?
I don't know, man. It's really strange in how well they're playing.
They dressing their women up as men and putting them on the court. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, they're taking the coach and sending her over there to get coach the team.
Yeah, I see it. Here, try this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Florida started off not too great, but they've come around and now ranked in the top 25. But yeah, South Carolina, really though, not a bad resume either. Their losses are Clemson.
But and it was ranked Clemson at the time.
Yeah, Clemson's still ranked. Bama.
Yeah.
Their bad loss was Georgia, but then they've lost to Auburn and LSU. They have lost 2 of the last 3. So
yeah, but
South Carolina's in the wrong direction at the moment.
Yeah, but one is at at Auburn, and they got
Right.
smoked at Auburn.
Auburn smoked them. But the funny thing is, after Auburn smoked them, Kentucky came in and beat Auburn. And
Oof.
then Kentucky goes and plays LSU and has a 15-point lead at halftime and blows it and loses.
Dude, it's the parody in college basketball.
It's crazy,
bro.
man. It drives me nuts. Drives me absolutely nuts.
This has been a bettor's nightmare this year in college.
Oh, yeah, God knows. Can you imagine?
I mean, think about all the guys that took.
I haven't bet on one game in college basketball.
Not yet, but I'm probably.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's definitely coming.
It's coming.
You've got a lot of bubble teams here. You're talking about LSU is kind of on the bubble. That's probably at the bottom. Ole Miss is a bubble team. Mississippi State. Those are teams you're talking about on the bubble here in the SEC. Teams that are pretty much a lock to get in. They're going to be Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina, Auburn, Alabama, and Tennessee.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
seeing.
your six. You got 6 locks, and you have the potential to add 3 or 4 more teams.
Well, according to this, they're saying that the teams you say were locks are the locks.
Yeah.
They're saying Mississippi State should be in.
Yeah.
A&M and Ole Miss both have work to do
Yeah.
to get in. Which,
And LSU, I mean, if they can pull off a couple more, they have a potential to get there. But the 13
they got to
losses,
make a run.
13 losses on the year is really, really rough. Sitting at 6-8 in the conference. I mean, you have the marquee win against Kentucky, but the thing is, they beat South Carolina, they beat Kentucky, but then they followed up and lose to Mississippi State, a team you're combating with to take one of these spots, and then you dropped it at home by 20.
Yeah,
you lost by 20 at home to a Mississippi State team that's supposed to be on your level.
It just happens that way, man.
No, I get it.
It happens. I'm looking at like other teams, conferences we didn't really talk about too much. You look at what is that? Where is St. Mary's and Gonzaga?
Is that Mountain West?
No, it's
No, not the Western Athletic Conference.
Yeah, WCC.
Yeah.
They're saying that,
Or West Coast Conference. Yeah.
Right.
There's the Western Athletic Conference. That's like the Grand Canyons and the Tarleton States.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
Grand
California Baptist.
Yep.
Abilene Christian.
You mean Abilene?
Abilene, Maybelline. Make up shit. Fuck it. Don't give a fuck.
Utah Tech.
Abilene.
Utah Tech.
Anyways.
Okay. But no, St. Mary's probably a lock.
Gonzaga's not ranked anymore.
No, they're not ranked, and they have one less win than St. Mary's. One.
But the resumes are different.
Yeah.
Because Gonzaga.
Gonzaga just can't beat St. Mary's.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the resume.
Well, they've lost to them once. But it was only by 2, but it was at home.
They lost.
They got to play at St. Mary's.
Yeah, they lost to Purdue.
Yes.
They lost to UConn. They did take an L to Santa Clara.
Yeah, that's not good.
77,
San Diego
77.
State.
Yeah. Well, San Diego State's ranked, right? Who are you looking at? You're looking at
Look at Gonzaga's resume.
But yeah, it's not. I mean, they got wins against Syracuse, wins against UCLA, which again, not huge wins. USC.
Yeah.
I said this. I said this to you years ago. I'd never understood why the Pac-10 at that time, Pac-12, didn't say, "Hey, come on, we don't care if you're going. We'll figure out football along the way." I think that was the big reason why Gonzaga is still sitting where they're sitting.
Well, yeah, because you don't have
They don't have football.
you don't have football.
Or if they do, they don't have it on a.
I don't think they have football.
I don't think they do either.
Yeah, and when you don't have football, you're not of any value really to any conference.
Nope. Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, that's why UNC Charlotte added football.
Yeah. Why is UNCW not added football?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
I got to imagine it's got to be something that's on the docket. Got to be.
There's too much money in this school. There's too much going on it's a play. This is a town that would thrive with a football team.
Yeah, I think they would get behind it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
now, are they gonna be as great and have a quick turnaround like UNC Charlotte? Probably
No.
not. But are you going to be a team that you can have in basically the similar light of the basketball team?
Yeah.
A team that is competitive every so often and makes the tournament, maybe a splash here or there. That I think you can have that in football. And it's something that you don't really have here. But,
Yeah. And it's not close. I mean, what's the closest one? ECU?
ECU's probably the closest.
Campbell's
school.
probably closer, right?
Well, Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina's right down the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
You go
that
to
bad.
Myrtle Beach University.
Yeah. They've been pretty good at football and baseball lately. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I just don't know why these non-football schools don't have it, or why they're not even considering it. It's a moneymaker, bro.
There's too much
There's a lot of
money to be made.
upfront capital you got to have to get it started. But once it's started,
Tell me, with all these out-of-state tuition, the kids that come to UNCW are spending it. Like, they have the money. It's bullshit to tell me you don't have the money.
No, I'm not saying they don't have the money. I'm just saying the upfront.
There is a lot of upfront costs for sure. But you're a state school.
Yeah.
There's tons of money to be had here and offered and to assist to have a football. There's plenty of donors around here.
Yeah.
You can have a football program.
I'd be okay with that.
Somebody holding out.
Just nobody good would ever come here. We're not going to see.
That's what I don't understand about this place, though. Like, you talk about how UNCW we have the beach, and you attract all these kids from other states to come to school here because it's at the beach, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't that be a deciding factor for a good recruit in basketball? I would want to come here if I was good at basketball.
Yeah, but that's the same thing as why isn't Hawaii better?
Well, Hawaii's different because you're on an island. And they say a lot of Hawaii is kind of ghetto.
No, I get that, but at the same time, if you're looking at location,
yeah,
you're like, yeah, this is fucking paradise.
Sure,
let's
but
go to
you're
school
also
in paradise.
but you're far away from everything.
Oh,
I mean, that's a 6-hour
everything.
plane ride away from California itself. So you're very far away. At least here, like, you're in North Carolina. You're right smack dab in the middle of the East Coast.
Yeah.
You're a 10-hour drive from New York City, and you're a 14-hour drive from Miami.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? 6 to Atlanta.
It's 6-7 hours to Atlanta. Yeah. I mean, you can
Probably about the same to DC.
DC's like 6 or 7 hours. It's
not terrible. I mean, and then if you really want to talk, like we're talking that, we're talking 2 hours to Raleigh.
Yeah.
3.5 to Charlotte.
It's not bad.
Not terrible. I don't know. I got to imagine they've talked it. It's got to be kicked around. Somebody's got to be kicking it around.
But it's been the talk since I went to school there. And that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, but it took UNC Charlotte a while to come around to that too. And it's just like, you're just losing out on money. There's revenue to be made.
Yeah.
It's there. So I don't know. Maybe one day. They'll get it. But
Yeah, so March Madness coming around. Sports betting is going to go live here March 11th.
March 11th.
I think is when DraftKings, FanDuel,
I think everything.
BetMGM, everybody's
everything's going live on the 11th.
It's legal to bet here now, so when we're betting overseas, it's not illegal now. But yeah, to just pull the normal apps and get all the promos that DraftKings and ESPN Bet, whatever, all of them have, we're going to be all about it. And that's when we're going to turn up the Jabbo.
That's what we're going to do, the Jabbo contest. We're going to start it then.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm in. Probably going to lose. That's normal, but
Sure. But we'll make weekly bets, weekly parlays, and see if y'all want to get at it. And see if we can make y'all some money.
I can't wait. Cannot wait for that because
For sure.
it's going to be good stuff, man.
Baseball is on the horizon, so that's going to be fun. I gotta get a little bit better about figuring out how to bet baseball, though. I've never really bet baseball. I watch a lot of fucking baseball.
We'll learn together.
We will
learn together. So, I know you and I talked about doing a fantasy baseball team.
Yes, let's
Might
do
just co-manage one and see how it
Let's
goes.
co-manage the Jabbo the Pod fucking baseball team. Let's go.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I've never done only fantasy I've ever done is football. Didn't do basketball.
We did NASCAR back in the day. That was kind of fun.
That's probably pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Pretty good.
You just select like a list of drivers each week, and you can only start so many drivers each week.
Well,
or so many times throughout the year.
Yeah.
So we did that for a while. That was fun.
That'd be fun. I don't know, man. I've been watching. I got to get more involved in baseball this year. I got to be more in. Even though my team's going to suck, and we already know we're going to suck.
Just pick like an adopted team for the year. Adopt a team.
I don't want to adopt a team. I'm going to stick with my team.
No, I mean, you can stick with it. I'm just saying adopt one because you know your team's going to be bad. So just like adopt, like when
Dude,
we talk about.
I could be the curse of death, Kiss of death on some poor team.
Cool, so be the Braves fan.
Dude,
be a Braves fan for me.
You know how much it would take for them to be bad?
I know. You're going to need like the entire outfield to get hurt.
Plane crash is what it needs.
Oh, that's fucking awful.
I'm just saying that.
Well, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be awful about it. I'm just saying it would take something
that
catastrophic
team's
like
good.
that.
The team is good.
I mean, Phillies are the same way, dude. They're good. They're gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
It would take something catastrophic for them to be bad.
Yeah, no, it would be something bad for Philly not to be competitive this year. I think this is the year that Philly could take that next step and maybe win the East. But
is Oakland still going to play in Oakland this year? Is this their last year in Oakland?
This is the last year in Oakland. Ooh, the lovable losers are back.
Yeah, they're back for one more year.
There's your adoptive team.
Should just come a Vegas Athletics guy.
Yeah, Vegas Athletics guy out of left field right here.
Start that right now. Should.
We'll get a banner and everything and put it in here.
Yeah. Or I'll just wait for one of these expansion teams to come out. Salt Lake City.
Charlotte, hopefully.
Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
I saw some stuff where
Nashville would be a good spot for baseball.
The White Sox owners actually talked to some people in Nashville.
White Sox aren't going nowhere.
They ain't going nowhere.
No.
It was just a ploy probably to get more money from the city of Chicago, which I don't know how Chicago.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, but Chicago, their crime and stuff, it's just crap. I mean, it's just crap, bro.
Dude, it's awful.
It's not very good. I mean, every big city has crime. I get that.
Yeah.
But Chicago's bad, bro. Chicago, Detroit. Yuck.
I tell you, the Sixers are struggling without Embiid. They're down 114-98 with a minute to go in the fourth, and Mo Bamba's on the floor. You know it's bad.
Yeah. It's done.
Yeah, we need him back.
Here's the thing.
Just
don't rush him.
No, don't. No, I don't think you rush him.
Like, I mean, where are they at in the standings right now?
I think they are fifth in.
They're the fifth seed right now.
Fifth seed right now.
I don't rush him back. You're still in good setting in the playoffs. You are probably losing games at the moment.
No. I think we've lost 6 of the last 7, if including today.
The last 10, you're 4-6 in your last.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I don't know what that. And you won one. That's your streak. You won.
We won yesterday or 2 days ago.
But I mean, don't rush him back. If you start dropping off to the point where you're one of these,
well, I mean, the thing is the majority of these teams make the playoffs now.
I know.
I mean,
it's
10 of the 15. Yeah, 10 of the 15 make the playoffs.
It's terrible.
And it's not like we're going to be as bad as the fucking Nets.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're only a game ahead of like playing territory.
Yes.
I mean, if you literally end up somewhere in the play-in, I still don't think you rush him back for that. I would rather have that. I'd rather have my MVP
No, I think
healthy.
Yeah, I think having him healthy and completely healthy.
Yeah.
But also, you're going to get a good draft pick the lower you finish. If they got one. If this is the year, no, they haven't. We're back to where we need to be in terms of draft capital.
Draft capital. Yes. Nobody's got draft capital like Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City is killing it,
dude.
Draft capital is nice for them.
Dude, they've got.
And they're second in the friggin' Western Conference.
I know.
They're half a game back in Minnesota.
I know.
Which is
I
funny.
like both of those
here's
teams.
The thing with the Western Conference. The Western Conference is so whack. I get why Minnesota's great. The Anthony Edwards is phenomenal.
They're good.
You got Karl Anthony Towns.
They're young playoff experience wise.
Yes.
Oklahoma City's the same way.
Yeah, Oklahoma. But we talked about Oklahoma City and Sacramento last year as they're going to be these teams. They're going to be great.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma City's definitely. I mean, the thing is, they have all these draft picks too. They want to add a piece.
All they gotta do is say, "Hey, man." I think I sent you a thing where
like
between now and 2030, they've got like 10 first-round draft picks or something stupid like that, or maybe even more, and then they got like 35 total picks between now and 2030, which is just insane.
Right, because you get 2 a year.
Insane.
So 12 is the most you would have just on the picks that you're allotted.
And they've got like 30.
Yeah, they're trading well. And, I mean, there's not a team better set up for the future than Oklahoma City
They've done great. And the talent and their talent that they're drafting.
Oh, no, they did well.
Producing.
The Holmgren thing worked out for him. He got a year under his belt being injured, and he's come out, and he's looking better than he probably would have ever looked last year.
Dude, I'm telling you, the centers nowadays, good God, compared to what we're talking about, like Wemby and Holmgren and like Bobo, and like, dude, they weigh nothing. It's that kid from Georgetown that we were talking about.
Shaq would have ate everybody's lunch back in the day.
Oh, my God.
Or if Shaq played in today's game. But Shaq's game wouldn't translate to today.
No, but Shaq's game would still be.
I think
it'd be viable.
You keep a Shaq. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He's probably one of the best big men to ever step foot on the court.
Shaq in today's game is averaging 35 all day long. I mean, look at Embiid.
Because no one's going to be able to handle him inside.
I mean, look at Embiid.
Embiid's different, though.
Look at what Joker does. I mean, I know those guys can shoot and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If I got a guy like Shaq, I'm still feeding him the ball. He's still getting it.
Oh, yeah. This game's soft, too. Shaq would just
They call
dominate.
everything ticky-tacky now, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Hack-a-Shaq would be full-blown.
It
but
would.
Like, he would get 50 free throw attempts a game.
Yeah. And he might get 20 points off of free throws. I mean, that's a horrible percentage, but hey.
No, I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. I mean, it's sad. I mean, you look at a team like Golden State. Golden State's the 10th seed right now. Like, they are barely hanging on.
The Lakers are the 9. The Suns, who are supposedly loaded, are the 8. We have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal.
Yeah. It's the Kevin Durant curse is what that is, buddy.
But it's so funny because, like, it didn't happen in Golden State, but everywhere else he's been, it's like...
Dude, the problem is, honestly, he should have never left Oklahoma City. Westbrook shouldn't...
And Harden, if you had all 3 of those guys still... Which is not, I mean, it's not like it's really out of the realm of possibility because you can have those 3 big-ass contracts on the team.
Yeah.
How do you think? Look at Phoenix now.
They just couldn't play together. And the worst part about it,
well, it's
now
because
you're
of James
seeing,
Harden. We know it was because of James Harden. James Harden is a cancer. Yeah. Although, look at the Clippers.
Look what they're doing now.
It's weird, right?
And look at the fact that Westbrook went to the Clippers coach, said, "Hey, bring me off the bench."
That's just him realizing, like, that's where I'm going to be best suited. That's a crafty veteran move right there.
Yeah, dude.
I get it.
I like Russell Westbrook. Do
I
think he's a little bit of
a
head case from time to time? Yeah.
He's not on the same level of head case as James Harden.
No, he's not. But, like, his effort.
Or Kevin Durant. He's probably the most sane out of the 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is the most saved. Not probably. He is.
What Russell Westbrook used to be is he had that Deadpool mentality, that maximum effort.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it was 9,000 miles an hour all day long.
Yeah.
And, you just can't take it. But, I liked Westbrook. I liked him. And then, he started moving around a little bit. And you see these guys moving around. I don't like the moving around so much. I get it, but I don't like it.
Chasing titles. There's so many people moving around to chase a title.
Yeah, but they're chasing titles and not getting them.
Oh, no, I get it. I mean, look at Durant. Durant is like, let's go form this super team in Brooklyn. Whoa. They played, maybe 10 games all together?
I know. I think they played 25 games total in 3 years together.
That's awful.
Which is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
What's sad is, in his brain, he's like, man, I should have just stayed in Golden State.
Well, yeah, why didn't you?
Should have just stayed.
But that's what I'm saying. Why? Why didn't you?
I don't know.
Fuck Draymond. Send his ass on.
Actually, dude, here's the thing about those guys. I'm willing to bet, if you can get a max deal, you get the max deal. Draymond's not getting a max deal, though. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about Draymond getting a max deal.
He's still getting a good deal.
He's still getting a good deal.
But see,
just Clay's not getting a max deal. Clay is coming off the bench right now.
I know.
And actually playing well off the bench.
Golden State's just their run's over. It's not the same. They're kind of like, it's like where the Lakers, they won that in 2020 with that whole
bubble bullshit.
Yeah, the whole bubble thing. That's when they were at their peak though with that talent. Now LeBron's older. Anthony Davis should be in his peak right now, but he can't stay healthy.
Can't stay healthy. Honestly, I don't know why the Lakers are still trying to hold on to what they're trying to
I will let LeBron go. He's not going to go anywhere.
He's got a no trade clause.
I know. There's a reason because we've talked about it before. His sons are right there in L.A.
I personally, if you can get a no trade clause, good on you for getting one. I personally, as a team owner, I'm not giving anybody a no trade clause.
Yeah, unless you're like, I wouldn't give it to. I'm not giving it to. Let's say you got
if I draft you, and freaking you've been on my team for the last 7-8 years, and you've been my guy. I'll give you the no trade clause. Right. I'll give you the option.
Right.
Hey, man, I want to do something different.
Like Damon.
You tell me what you want.
Like Damon Portland.
Yes.
For instance. Like, you want a no trade clause? Got you. You grew up here. You've been with us for 12 years.
Yeah.
Or 10 years, or however long he was there.
Something like that, yes.
Give him that love. Devin Booker in Phoenix.
Yeah.
If, as he keeps coming up. De'Aaron Fox in Sacramento.
Yeah, no, that
Luka
kind of
in Dallas.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Thing.
That kind of stuff I get. But for these guys that have been from team to team to team, and LeBron unfortunately has become one of those guys.
He is. He's been to Cleveland, to Miami, back to Cleveland to LA.
Yeah.
He's entrenched in LA, so I get it. And you know how much money he's making the Lakers just being that name? It's ridiculous. So, the no trade clause makes sense from just the business standpoint, not from a competitive standpoint, but from the business standpoint of the Lakers. You give the guy a no trade clause.
This is what
because he's bringing dollar signs and value to the franchise.
This is what I'm going to say about that, though. If you really, really, really want to win, all it takes is you giving up a couple million. Takes him giving up a couple million. Takes Anthony Davis giving up a couple million.
Oh yeah, if you really want to win.
If you are really trying to win, especially a LeBron doesn't need his basketball money.
His basketball money is shit in comparison to his endorsement money.
That's my point.
I'm sure
he
it's the
doesn't
same
need
for Anthony
basketball
Davis.
money.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It
was kind of like you look at it was Gronkowski, his NFL reference.
Yeah,
but he was making so much money in endorsements. All he did, he took all his game checks and invested them.
Yeah,
invested every one of them.
He lived off endorsement money.
He lived off his endorsement money,
and he's probably sitting just fine.
Oh, he's doing all right. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
He's a big old meatball, though. He's funny. You see him on
I love his
broadcast.
Instagrams and stuff, dude. Fuck, I love Gronk, man. He's hilarious.
But but here's what I'll say about the West, though, compared to the East. And it's been this way for a while. The West is just better. It's just better.
It has been. But right now, look at the Celtics.
Celtics are great.
I mean,
Celtics are great.
they would have a 5-game lead right now in the Western Conference.
Yeah, but where I'm looking at, it's if you look at, we talk about the Lakers. They're the 9th seed. The Lakers would be the 8th seed in the East. I mean, they're the 9th and 10th seed in the East are below 500. Golden State is the 10th seed, and they're above 500.
Yeah, I get that. The East has always had those under 500 teams that are in the playoffs.
Always. And
the Hawks, the Hawks are going to fall off because you saw the news that Young is about to be out for 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah. So they're done, too.
They're toast.
Yeah.
Trey Young out. And here comes Brooklyn with their 21-35 record. Going to scoot on into that 10th seed.
It's just crazy. It's kind of like, I don't know. Like, I'm from Charlotte, and I wanted to be a de facto. I was kind of a Hornets guy their first run through. Pre
I
New Orleans.
I liked the Hornets as a kid because I was a big fan of Grandma Ma, Alonzo Mourning, Muggsy Bogues.
Yes.
God, those teams were so good. Yeah, Del Curry.
That's when, like, I was like, as a kid growing up. Again, this is gonna age me. I was a big Showtime Lakers guy.
Yeah,
I was Magic, Worthy, Kareem, Michael Thompson, Michael Cooper, Kurt Rambis, Byron Scott.
Ooh, Byron Scott.
Those
Talk
guys.
about a fucking career for a guy.
Those guys, that's where I was at. And, like, I loved those teams. Loved those teams.
No, they were. They were the deal.
And then Charlotte got the team, and it was like, Stoke, cool. I can be a hometown guy, and that was cool. Rex Chapman, and Larry Johnson, Kendall Gill, those guys. And it's like, oh, this is going to be great. And then it was Alonzo Mourning and LJ and Glenn Rice and Del Curry and guys like that. I'm like, oh, man, these guys are going to be good. And it just...
Those teams
and
were
then,
so good for a while, though.
And then George Shinn got, I don't know, I guess just kind of pissed people off in Charlotte. And decided he was going to move the team to New Orleans.
That was stupid.
And then we had Bob Johnson bring
the Bobcats.
The Bobcats, by the way.
What a name. Like, how do you come up with the Bobcats?
Well, my name's Bob.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to think about it.
My name's Bob, and I am very conceited and self-centered.
So, team's going to be named after
me
as well. Yeah.
Yes. But he didn't ingratiate himself in with the Charlotte community. He's like, oh, I'm not going to put them on TV. I'm going to start my own network for them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. All of it was bad. Everything he did was bad. The best thing he did was sell the team to Michael Jordan.
No, that was great. Because Jordan...
Well, I'd say the best thing he did. It was actually one of the worst things he did because Bob Johnson is the only man in NBA history and maybe sports franchise history
and then Jordan made
to sell the team at a loss.
Yeah, Jordan made a buttload of money.
Oh, Jordan made billions.
Yeah.
Billions.
When he bought it for 600 mil,
I don't think it was that
mil.
much. I don't even think it was that much.
Well, you can dive into it.
Like, I literally think it was less than that. Because Bob Johnson paid $300 million for it. I think Jordan bought it for less than that. Or maybe it was $400 million. Jordan bought it less than that. But Jordan got a deal on it.
He only bought it for, it was $275 million.
That's my point.
That's stupid. And he sold it for $3 billion.
Think about it. We could hit one of those. We could have hit one of those big Powerballs and bought them.
Yeah, 275.
Yeah,
damn.
Hit one of those like $1 billion Powerballs. Yeah, here you go. I'll write you a check tomorrow.
Man, that would be kind of sweet, actually.
Well, you could do that back in the day. Now you ain't doing it.
Oh hell no.
I mean, you saw what I sent you the other day. Did you see what the number 2 franchise was in the country?
Yeah,
Golden State.
I was shocked that Golden State was valued at like $8.2 billion.
It's because I believe the franchise actually owns that new arena down that they just built.
Yeah, so
That I think
you're
they
adding
own
$1 billion.
Oracle. Is it Oracle?
Yeah, it's
Is that
the
what it is?
Oracle, right?
I think they actually
the new
own,
Oracle
yes.
is what it's called. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
the
think-
old one was the Oracle too, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
But I think they actually own the arena.
yeah. And then they have naming rights.
Kind of like Cowboys.
Kind of like Dallas owned
Yeah.
their AT&T Stadium. The AT&T just paid them $500 million to put their name on it.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, instead of paying me.
How about instead of keeping your service working during the day?
Hey man, that had nothing to do with me.
Did you see the email that went out about that, by the way?
Yeah, I got it this morning.
That sweet $5 discount.
No one gives a shit about that.
That $5 credit.
Yeah.
I'm sure that $5 helped a lot of small businesses that day.
Oh yeah, I bet they loved every bit of it.
Anyway, sorry, I digress.
But I mean, it affected a lot of. I mean, you had some Verizon places out, not necessarily here, but
There was some.
nationwide. And there was a little bit of T-Mobile outage, not nearly as much, but AT&T was affected
All day.
all day, like
day
all the way
long.
to about 2 p.m. I think when your average customer got service back. I have FirstNet SIM, so I never lost service.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry about your luck, buddy.
Hey, man, I just hotspotted off my Verizon.
There you go. See? Sometimes that works.
Hey, man, I know what I'm doing. Since I realized it wasn't working, I was like, why the hell isn't it working? And I started looking up stuff. I hotspotted so I could check the internet.
I do appreciate you not reaching out to me like I was going to fix something for you.
Bro, I ain't fucking dumb.
Because, I would just give you the finger. I'm like, fuck you, man. I ain't deal with this.
I mean, first of all, you don't typically deal with that side of it.
And, I mean, our fibers run and feed each individual cell tower.
Yeah, I know that. I get that. I get that.
So we repair those fibers.
No,
My guys do.
No, I get that. But
Yeah.
at the same time, with something like that going on, it's nothing that
Oh, yeah. Nothing we're
on the
doing
local,
on a local
level,
level. Yeah.
that is going to fix that.
It was the application and execution of an incorrect process used while working to expand the network.
Bullshit.
Of course, it would be. Well, we were helping the network, but we messed up and effed up something.
No, I get it. It's all in coding, bro. You see it in games all the time. We're like, oh, we're gonna do an update,
Oh yeah,
and then
it
all
goes
of a sudden
down.
the update
Well,
screws
shit,
the
you
game
work-
up.
You worked for AT&T.
Oh, yeah.
You know when our systems got updated because
Oh,
they
yeah.
do it in the middle of the day on a fucking Friday.
Yeah, you're like,
And then you're like, oh, I can't close out jobs.
yeah.
What was it? There was that one fucking day we had an outage because of that bullshit. And we sat at Buffalo while it was a Saturday.
Yeah, we said at Buffalo
Well,
Wild
we
Wings.
said
We
watch
met for
college
lunch.
we watched college football for 4 hours. It was fucking phenomenal.
We met for lunch.
Yeah, because we're like, all right, we'll get a game in, and we'll just get our hour lunch in.
Yeah.
But we it was
was
so
great.
awesome. We went back to our iPads and like go to the next job.
Return all work. Go back
Yeah.
to work centers.
You can't work.
What? Okay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting right here.
Yeah. The only downside is we
Couldn't drink
any
beer.
beers.
That's it.
Man,
That was
'cause,
it.
I mean, what we should have done was probably drive the vehicles back and be like, we're
outta
still on
here.
the clock. Still on the clock. Let's go.
We hadn't
drink
had
some
lunch
beers."
yet.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, 4 hours, man. Got paid 4 hours to watch football.
It's pretty good.
It was a fantastic day.
Pretty good.
Missed that one.
I actually got paid a lot to watch football there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You got to remember, I used to work Sundays.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, and when you didn't have work,
Go sit at the office.
so you sit
Watch
at the office.
Watch football.
Good days. Good days.
Why do you think Bob and I used to do them? The extra money was nice, and the fact that, we're not really going to do stuff.
Yeah, you got time and a half on Sundays.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But,
Well-
anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
No. Long time ago. Over with.
But no, I don't. These NBA teams, if you really wanted to win, you would take less money.
Yeah.
What I also don't like about some of these teams, it's like, especially like LeBron's situation. He had a great core group of young guys when he got to LA. And he did not
Got rid of them all to get Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Yeah. And imagine that team right now with Kuzma.
Kuzma's not really anything anymore in the league.
Yeah, I mean, he's okay. But I'm just saying at that time. I mean,
Short, because you could have developed him at that level.
You could have kept Kuzma. Who'd they send to New Orleans for?
Lonzo Ball.
They sent Lonzo. They sent somebody else too.
Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram. Yep.
Ingram turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They sent these guys. He didn't want to play with these young guys. He wanted veteran talent to still win nothing. I mean, he got the bubble championship.
This dog is in my fucking.
That's the way she was on me a minute ago. I was like, "Yeah, what the going on?"
She's like, "Hey, how's it going? What are you guys doing?"
But yeah, I mean, I get getting your money, but if you're a, you know, I don't want to. I'm gonna say megastar. If you're one of those guys,
Yeah.
you're making so much money off the court. What's it matter what you do? What's it matter what you make on the court? If you really want championships,
But I mean,
that's how you do
like,
it.
If you want to win and you're going to be competitive, you find a way to make up the money that you give
Yes.
up in your player contract.
Right.
You're like, all right, well, you know, I got this offer from Reese's to do this commercial for so much, or be a spokesperson here. Let me go do that. You know. The mascot is awakened.
She is not happy.
Yeah,
She's
like,
happy, but she's not
like,
happy.
I missed the couch. I got to get her a bed in here.
This is unacceptable
Yeah.
in her eyes, anyway. Just like, no.
All right, we'll get her a bed in here so she can hang out.
She's like, screw you guys.
That's the missing.
I'm going back to the couch.
This is the missing aspect of the new office.
But I mean, you know, I've said that about everything. But at the same time, I'm also, you know, I guess if you really want your money, go get it. But I don't want to ever hear, oh, I'm all about trying to win championships. But I want you to pay me the most money you absolutely can.
Well, that's because that's stupid. Like, that's LeBron talking, but he still takes these big ass deals.
Yeah. You don't need $50 million a year.
No.
Take 40.
I think you should be paid or compensated well for doing it. But you want to know why Tom Brady was successful? Tom Brady never took a high contract. He was never
the highest paid quarterback.
Nope.
Never.
No. He's like, I'd much rather win. And guess what? His career lasted a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that played with Tom Brady respects the fuck out of him.
Yeah. He gave up money to keep guys.
Yeah. Why do you think Wes Welker was around for so long?
Yeah.
And then Edelman was around for so long.
That's it.
Gronk was able to stick around and come in to Tampa.
Well, they wanted to play with you. Wanted to play with.
You
the
wanted
guy.
to play with the guy because the guy knew how to play. Randy Moss played with him for what, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
It's like,
I love all the Edelman stories about
they're
him being a
great.
rookie.
Yeah, they are great. And Randy Moss is giving the hardest fucking time. Those are good stories.
Make my hot tub about 115.
What did he call him?
Edelnut.
Edelnut. That was it. That is awesome. Those are good stories. I do like hearing those.
Get my Gatorade and make sure my hot tub's about 115.
115.
Somewhere around that line.
Well, yeah,
like that.
yeah, we get the aspect. You don't have to have the temperature correct. But yeah.
But it's just like, But I mean, if you want championship, that's going to be what it takes.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, we're getting ready to really test that in the NFL over the next couple of years, especially with the hike in the salary cap and stuff. Who's going to be the guy that says, you know what, I don't need that. I don't need that much money. You know, I don't know who it's going to be. I got a very good idea who it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be Mahomes. He's going to be the guy.
He already is, though.
Yeah, I mean,
3 titles in 5 years. I mean, the NFL has already labeled him as the next guy.
no,
basically.
well, I'm saying he's going to be that guy that says, hey, you know what?
He's going to take
I
pay
don't
cuts.
need $60 million.
Yeah, he's
I'm
already
good with 45 or
He's
50.
already got a pretty fucking sweet contract.
Yeah.
I don't feel like. Yeah,
And at this point, it's very team friendly compared to like
well, you're talking about Burrow's contract, or you're talking about Lamar's contract,
Herbert's contract.
Herbert's contract. Those are all. They're not team friendly.
And then now you're talking about what probably going to happen with Dak.
Dak's he's gonna get a good deal. There's no reason that he should be the top paid.
No, man. That whole reset in the market.
He hasn't. I hate that. I hate it. And if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm gonna be like, we haven't won shit, so
he's gonna, but he's gonna reset the market because of it, though.
Right.
I hate that I'm getting ready to say this. He's one of the faces of the NFL just because he is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
But that's all it takes. I mean, that's why Romo was so big, because he played for the Cowboys.
Yes, that's all it is.
Romo wasn't that great. Now, Dak, regular season stats, phenomenal. Great.
He was the MVP candidate at one point.
The thing is, he had won an MVP. Lamar's won too.
Yeah.
Because his teams were better. His teams didn't take L's they weren't supposed to take.
No, this is true. It's true. You don't host a playoff game and get fucking ran out your own building.
And you got to run. You got to absolutely run.
Bad.
You were bad, but
you were bad. Your defense was bad. Everybody was bad.
You all laid an egg.
Yeah.
Not going to work.
Everybody involved in that laid an egg.
Trash.
Yeah. Oof.
But yeah, I love it. I love it.
But
that's if I'm going to a negotiating table about a contract and I'm Jerry Jones, I'm going to be like, nah, you're not the highest paid quarterback.
You're not the best quarterback in the league.
Well, win a fucking playoff game for me. Give me an NFC title. I'm not even asking for a Super Bowl title. Just win the NFC. Jalen Hurts has been in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes.
Didn't they just win the NFC?
Who?
Dallas.
No.
Who won the NFC East then?
Oh, the NFC East. I said win the NFC.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Make the Super Bowl. Go to the Super Bowl. San Francisco.
Yeah. No, you're
Brock
right.
Purdy, for God's fucking sake, has been in the Super Bowl.
Hell, he's been in 2 NFC championship games.
Yeah.
In 2 years.
In 2 years. And he's been in the league 2 years.
Yeah.
Granted, that's a whole different discussion, but he's been there. Where have you been, Dak? Dak, you fail us every time you get to the playoffs.
Yeah, he did not play well. He
never plays well.
That first half, the first half was god awful on both sides of the ball, and that was the thing that got me. When I know we got back on football because that's just where we love. That's where our love is.
Well, the draft's going to come up. We're going to talk about the draft.
Free agency's coming.
Yeah,
draft's coming. All this stuff is coming. But it just drives me crazy when and I'm not huge on Dak, you know that, but for people to come out and be bagging on him and be like, oh, well, he's the reason we lost that game. No, he wasn't. Micah was like, oh, Micah's acting like it's all freaking, bro, you're the captain of a defense that gave up how many points at halftime?
Yeah.
And you want to be like, oh, it's all Dak's fault? Get the hell out of here, bro.
No. I mean,
get the hell out of here.
The one play that stands out in that game was the tight end that was wide open down the field.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't a guy 20 yards within that guy.
No.
And I'm like, for real? That's how this game's going?
Yeah, it's exactly
the defense
how it
was
went.
that fucking lost.
I mean, Green Bay literally was this close to being in the NFC Championship.
Mm-hmm. And then Dan Quinn's like, see y'all.
Yeah.
So that shit's just going to spiral.
Yeah.
Have they even named a DC yet?
Yeah. They got Mike Zimmer. They tried to get Rex Ryan.
I know. We talked about that.
And they were like, Rex, the turns were not good for Rex. Apparently, Jerry likes Rex a lot.
Apparently not enough, though.
Not enough, though.
You got to give him more money.
Yeah, but I'm willing to bet Rex Ryan just threw a number out there. It's like, hey, I want this many years for this much money.
Yeah, he's like 5 years, 50 mil. I'm going to be
No, it's just one of those, if I'm going to give up what I'm doing now. And
Rex is cake. No pressure.
None.
He's already a great personality.
Yeah.
People like him.
I love him on TV.
Yeah, and he has good input.
Well, he said that he only had there were only a handful of teams that he
He's
would
on
even
bike- he's on-
consider
he's
to
on-
be like
Yeah.
to go back to be a coordinator, and even fewer to be like a head coach
Right.
or
No
vice versa.
one's giving that guy a head coach a job.
He could get a head coaching job. He could still get a job.
Maybe.
Dude made AFC championship games with Mark Sanchez.
But I know, but the game is so much different than it was at his time when he was with the Jets.
Offensively, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
defensively,
saying. But that's what I'm saying. Now, I guess if he were to come in and say, "I've got this,"
This is what I'm going to do
here's my
defensively.
OC.
This is my
if
OC.
you told me my OC is a guy that, like, let's say he was to bring in a Bieniemy with him, do you think that's something you're considering?
Yeah.
Maybe. But as speaking of Bieniemy, he's going to UCLA to be an OC, so maybe Bieniemy's not that guy.
What is going on with UCLA? Like, for real. I mean, how do you go from like
That's a weird thing.
Chip Kelly saying, "Nah, I'm done being head coach. I'm gonna go be offensive coordinator for Ohio State."
It's weird, but maybe it's him just looking at the writing on the wall. He's like, "We're going to the Big Ten next year. As the head coach at UCLA, am I going to be this
Competitive.
Am I going to be competitive?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't competitive in the Pac-12.
Nope.
That's like he's not gonna do well.
Tell me Ohio State is not 100% selling out to try to win a chip next year.
Oh, they
though.
are. They're getting creative.
They're
They're
like,
I need this Ohio. Let's.
We can't handle this Michigan
They
stuff.
stole a head coach for OC position. Well, they're going to win next year. But,
Well,
I mean,
they-
Harbaugh's gone. It's a
the
different story.
They stole ahead. They did that. They are straight up writing checks to these freaking transfer portal guys.
Yeah,
I mean, they writing checks, sir.
big checks.
Big checks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about look at the running back they got from Ole Miss. He was one of the top rushers in the SEC this year.
It's all about
And
dollar.
he's going to split time with a guy at Ohio State.
Yeah, but when Ole Miss is only offering you, less than they're offering probably $500,000 a year, and he's going to go up here and write, what was it, $2 million?
Yeah, something stupid like that, dude.
A $2 million deal, man. Yeah, how do you
Yeah, but that's what.
4 times the amount of money he was making?
Yeah, but
That's tough, man. I would say, yeah, I'll take less carries.
Here's what you're going to see in college football. Just like we're going to see the same thing we were just talking about earlier, we're going to see in college basketball. You're going to see more guys staying as seniors.
Well, yeah, we talked about because the NBA draft is going to be that way. They're
I mean,
going to
look at
be
all-
more older guys in the league now.
Look at all the
They're
stuff.
just starting off in the league.
Look
Because
at all
of it.
the stuff about look at all the Marvin Harrison Jr. stuff that was floating around there for a little while. They were talking about like $5 to $10 million to stay and play 1 year of college football.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy money. Crazy. All we're really doing is we're turning college sports into professional athletes. It's just minor league systems for the big leagues at this point. It is.
No, of course.
And you can get guys to stay a little bit longer. That's probably what it is. Like if I was a women's basketball player, like if I'm a Caitlin Clark, she still has a year of eligibility left.
She does?
Yeah. She still got her COVID year.
Oh, shit.
Like
I come back next year.
I'd come back.
Why
Because
not?
she's going to make more money in college than she'll make in the WNBA.
Yeah.
And I
obviously.
mean
Obviously.
probably 10 times. I mean, the average salary in WNBA is $100,000 or $125,000
Yeah, it's
or
very
something
low.
like that.
Yeah.
She's probably making $1 million to $2 million right now.
Easy. If not with endorsements and everything, oh, she's making way more.
Yeah, that's the
No,
whole
she's
thing.
like she's the face of basketball right now for the women. Like Caitlin Clark is everywhere. Like
Yeah,
just
she's everywhere.
like
it's her and let's see. I'm looking at her NIL stuff right now. Like it's got to be ridiculous.
just her net worth is $3 million right now.
Caitlin Clark's 11 known NIL deals are worth a combined estimate of $900,000.
Yeah, she's worth $3 million in college.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be worth $3 million in the WNBA next year.
No. Angel Reese her NIL stuff is 1.7. I mean, that's just insane. Nike, like Caitlin Clark's got deals with
Who is
Nike,
is it
Gatorade, Buick, State Farm, Bose.
who's the face of the WNBA? Ionescu or whatever her name is.
Yeah, she's up there. Several players from that Vegas squad.
But let's say
Just look up highest paid WNBA player.
I'm just
What's the chick that?
Sabrina Ionescu's only worth about $1 million.
Yeah. Look up the chick that Caitlin Clark just broke her scoring record. What is her name? Like, it's stupid. It's just crazy.
Jackie Young is the highest WNBA player. She plays for the Aces.
And how much she make?
Give me a sec. Gotta wait on the league update here. Oh, now I gotta scroll all the way to the bottom. So Sabrina Ionescu has a 2-year contract worth $410,000.
Okay, so she's making like $200,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. Diana Taurasi is the 5th highest paid. 2 years, $469,000. Agun Balwale, however you say her name. She's a 3-year, $725,000.
It's Kelsey something or something Kelsey, right?
There's Kayla Cooper. She's the 3rd. You have Jewel Lloyd, and then Jackie Young is the highest paid WNBA player. She has a 2-year deal for $504,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
$250,000 is the highest dollar amount you're making in the WNBA. Yeah. Caitlin Clark is worth more than anybody in the WNBA right now.
Those guys actually make more money playing overseas.
Yeah, that's why they play in the offseason.
That is it. Actually, the WNBA is their offseason. You want to be honest about it.
That's probably
You want to be
true.
honest
Yeah,
about
you're right.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean,
all right. So the highest net worth of a WNBA player.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to know. But it keeps coming down to
Kelsey Plum. That's her name.
Oh, her, yeah.
Yeah, that's who I was trying to. I couldn't remember.
She wasn't even top 5 in contract.
No, but she's one of those players on that Aces team.
Yeah.
All right, here's the thing. You know, you and I talked about like they were saying like we were talking about like the scoring stuff and how like who was it? Cheryl Swoops. They were talking about like, oh well, look at the number of games she's played and this and that. Of course, she should have a break. As of right now, Caitlin Clark has played, according to the list I'm looking at, 12 less games than Kelsey Plum played.
Dang.
That's the whole thing. 12 less games. Brittany Griner is 6th on this list, and she's played 21 less games than her.
Dang.
And she's outscored her by 200 points. And she's got another year of eligibility. And I think she just passed like Pistol Pete too to become the all-time leading scorer, or it's going to very soon.
Yeah,
but
she did.
But Pete's stuff is just ridiculous, man.
No, that's dumb. It's real dumb.
Like nobody plays like that. Like nobody shoots like that anymore. They actually said he would have scored like 1,000 more points if they'd had 3-point lines back then. But, you know, who knows? But anyway.
I think Yeah, we covered a lot today. We've done very, very, very well. I don't know why we would want to end on the WNBA, but we did.
We're just bullshitting around.
That's how we do.
Yep.
How we do.
Yep. That's how we roll. We will bounce from everywhere.
So next week I will be in Asheville, North Carolina, celebrating my birthday with my brothers and my dad. Maybe we have an episode, maybe we don't. We'll figure it out how I come back on that Sunday and how things go.
We'll see how it rolls.
I say we roll one. I doubt we do an episode up there with the boys. It's probably not a good idea.
What, man? Come on, you can't get the dad in it. He already mumbled his way through one of our
I
episodes
know,
already.
but here's my thing though: is I gotta undo everything I've done in here.
I wouldn't do anything.
I don't want to do that.
Nah, this is our home now.
This is the home.
This is where we live.
Yeah, we live here now.
That's right.
So yeah, man, a solid episode all in all.
Yep.
Next episode, whether it be next week or in 2 weeks, I say we give a good overview of baseball. So be on the lookout for that. We will go ahead and try to predict each division winner. We'll throw it in a parlay because by then we'll be extremely close to legal betting in North Carolina, or we will be legal.
Let's see. Well, if we don't do an episode next week, we will be
right around the 11th.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be close. Either way, we will put together a parlay because we could do it overseas if we gotta.
I just need to, man, come on. There ain't no way.
What?
I'm looking at, like, the 11th is a Monday. Is that the Monday after Selection Sunday, or are we going to miss?
No, that's before Selection Sunday.
The 11th?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, because I think 8th, 9th, and 10th, that's conference tournaments. The 11th, it's got to be the day after Selection Sunday. I would hope.
We sure? No, you might be right because there's only 3 games left.
There's only 3 games left, and like the Duke Carolina game is like on the 3rd or something. It will be on like the 3rd, and then conference tournaments will start that week after. If that's not the date they're shooting for, they're morons. Because man, that's March Madness. It's Money Central.
Trying to think.
I'm looking right now, bro.
Nope, it's the next weekend.
The following weekend?
Yeah. It's
the 17th. Ooh.
Yeah, the 15th, right. 16th, 17th in that area.
So we will get in on conference tournament money.
We'll get conference tournament bets. Yes, sir.
All right. I'm good with that.
That's going to be good.
That just made my day a little better.
Now that means we also, next week, we're going to make bets on all conference tournament winners. The Power 5. We'll put a parlay together for that bad boy.
Yeah, we'll parlay both of them.
Yeah, let's go.
Ooh.
Big money. Big money.
I'm in.
No whammies.
I am in, son.
All right, man. Well, until next time, follow, like, subscribe to all the socials that we have. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, which you're watching on live right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
All right. Till
next time, I'll be a little bit drunker and probably more hungover. Let's put it that way.
You'll be hungover.
I'll be hungover.
If we do it next weekend.
Yeah, if we do it next week, I'm going to be way more hungover and a lot less brain cells.
Yeah, I'll carry us next weekend. That's good.
You can carry us. Yeah, for sure. I'm just going to sit here and just be like, yeah, that sounds good.
I'll make it work. I'll figure it out.
All right, man. Well, until next week.
Yes, sir.
Or until 2 weeks, whatever we decide to do. This is another episode of Just a Bit Outside, episode 41. Appreciate y'all listening. Catch you next time.
Yes, sir. God, this is crazy.